What is up, and welcome back. If this is your first time watching, we are your Colorado real estate family, and a lot of you have been choosing Northern Colorado. And so we do get a lot of calls from you guys. You're like, hey, what about Northern Colorado? I'm super interested in it. And a big reason why you guys are choosing this Northern Colorado area, we're talking about Fort Collins, Loveland, Windsor, all these different awesome cities, is the amazing outdoor activities that they do have up there. And so today in this video, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be taking it up to Elena and Jenny. They're gonna be telling us about their favorite activities to do in Northern Colorado. So let's go ahead and jump over to them. I might jump in a few times here and there to kind of give my personal opinion on my favorite activities to do up in Northern Colorado. Let's go ahead and head over to them right now.
Hi guys, Elena here.
And I'm Jenny Morris with Empire Home Loans.
And we are in beautiful Northern Colorado, giving you the top 5 activities, outdoor activities, within 1 hour of Fort Collins. So let's get this kicked off.
So number 1 is the Poudre Canyon. You can go rafting or even take a tube. A lot of people like to go in big groups and tube down it. And I tell you, it is not like any other tubing that you've been to. It's not just a smooth ride. There are rapids, especially if you go in May or June. But there are professional rafting companies that you can go rafting. And this is just 15 minutes outside of Fort Collins. And it's a really, really beautiful canyon as well.
That's awesome. And there's also places in Fort Collins too, where you can go and there's like these little paths where they've got the boulders built up and everything, and you can see people sunbathing on the rocks and watching people tube and raft and kayak down. It's a really awesome thing to do.
Yeah. So even though we're in the middle of the United States, we're not by any ocean, we do have a lot of water and a lot of water activities.
Yeah, it's a great place. All right, location number 2, one of my favorites is Rocky Mountain National Park. And I remember growing up as a kid, we would take the car up and for the weekend we'd go picnic and not necessarily hike. It wasn't really a hard thing as a kid. More so nowadays, and the hiking is incredible. But the thing that was my most favorite is checking out the elk. During the rut, they call it, the elk will come down and you can hear them bugling, and they're literally, you pull over on the side of the road and they're just a few feet away from you. And you know, some people have gotten in trouble, so you want to stay in your car and don't touch the wildlife. But it's such a great place to get up there and get away from the city. And again, it's just a few minutes outside of Fort Collins.
All right, guys, Jenny and Elena are doing a fantastic job in regards to activities in Fort Collins. If you are looking at calling Fort Collins or the Denver Metro your home, quick reminder that Elena and myself are licensed real estate agents. Jenny is a licensed mortgage lender. We have assembled the best team in the Denver Metro all the way up into Northern Colorado to help you out with all your real estate needs. If you do feel like you need some help with that, make sure you give us a call or text at that phone number right below. Right below it there, we always answer. It doesn't matter date or time. And if you're not quite ready to purchase, but you do want to follow along, check out the latest stuff that is coming into Colorado. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Maybe give us a thumbs up. Notification bell, that way you're notified every single time that we put out a brand new video. Let's get back to the girls right now.
And in Rocky Mountain National Park, there's also a ton of different trails. And what I like about it is it's accessible to basically anyone. They've even got paved paths. So if you have a stroller or wheelchair, you can go on it, all the way to more rugged, like almost rock climbing. And there's a ton of lakes up there. So you can kind of spend a day or a couple days and just traversing around the different lakes. I know it's one of my favorite places to kind of go and get lost in, right?
Yeah.
I always have all trails on if you have that app, but there's just endless areas. And the thing to note about it though is you do need to get a pass beforehand, and these can run out pretty quickly. So you want to check in what exact time the passes start and be ready to click go for you to get the pass for the next day.
It's not like it used to be where you could just drive on for a couple of bucks. I think the entry is now $30, and it's only during certain times if you don't get the permit. And there's a lot more restrictions, which has its plus side too, because you're restricting the number of people that are in there. And so it still has that peaceful vibe.
Yeah, not too crowded.
Yeah.
So number 3 is Elena's favorite because she talks about it all the time.
I do talk about it all the time, but it's because it's such an awesome place, and that is Hoedown Hill. in Windsor, Colorado. So Windsor is situated just southeast on I-25 from Fort Collins, and you head back into this little community area, and in the neighborhood, right in the middle, right next to the golf course, is this awesome sledding and skiing hill.
Yeah.
So you don't have to fight the mountain traffic. You don't have a few hour commute to get to some really awesome slopes. You've got it right here in town, and there's an 1,100 foot tubing hill. So if you want to bring the kiddos out, there's something for them to do too. But there's also some kind of extreme skiing that you would not expect in the middle of a community.
And it's just very kid friendly, where if you go to some of the bigger mountains, you're gonna have people flying down the mountain, terrified that your kids are gonna be run over, but this is a really family friendly place. So it's great that it's right in town.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, number 4 on our list is biking around Horsetooth Reservoir. And tell us a little bit about that, because I'm not necessarily a biker.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I moved to Fort Collins, because biking is just so many options in Fort Collins for it. And my favorite is really getting up to Horsetooth Reservoir, because it's kind of secretive. You don't see it at first when you're in Fort Collins. Horsetooth is actually kind of up a hill, and then there's a little cliff over, and there's where the reservoir is, so you don't really know it's there until you kind of get up the road. But you'll see a lot of road bikers biking up this kind of winding path up to Horsetooth Reservoir, and then around the reservoir itself, it's kind of these undulating hills. They're pretty big, so you will definitely get a workout and a sweat on. And then once you get to the top there's also a lot of mountain biking trails that actually start from in town. So if you get to one of the neighborhoods down there, or even live in one of those neighborhoods, you can bike straight from your house and then mountain bike up, and then have a really awesome long mountain bike down.
Yeah, because it's like 9 miles across, right? It's a skinny long reservoir, and I think it's 9 miles from tip to tip. But man, that would be a really great place to get your workout going, and then the views are just incredible too. But the great thing about Northern Colorado, especially when it comes to the biking trails, is there's trails everywhere, and they all seem to connect to each other, so you can really get anywhere.
Yeah. So number 5 is all about water sports in the various bodies of water that are really close to Fort Collins.
Yeah.
Horsetooth being one of them that we just talked about. And there's swimming beaches. So even though it's a lake, they've got sandy swimming beaches. You can also go paddle boarding. There's tons of boats and people wakeboarding and things like that.
Yeah, we just went up to paddleboard on Carter Lake, which is just south of Horsetooth, and I believe in Berthoud specifically. It might be Loveland address, but either way, it's south of Fort Collins. And let me tell you, the water is cold. We went in towards the end of April, but you get a sunny day here, and you can just hang out on your paddleboard. I wouldn't necessarily jump in April and May.
Might be a little chilly still.
Yeah. But even though we're landlocked, there's still a ton of really great places to go and have that water lifestyle with the boating and all of that. And even if you like the more sandy beaches with the camp environment, Glendo is just a little bit up the highway in Wyoming too, and that's another one of our favorites.
Yeah, and I love that there's campsites on all of these, so if you want to spend a little bit more time, you can, or they're really great for day trips also.
Yeah, easy to get to, close to town, definitely less than an hour. I mean, Horsetooth is right in Fort Collins. So, all right, so you heard it. 5 things to do in Northern Colorado, within an hour of Fort Collins, and all of the things that you think about when you think about outdoor activities in Colorado: hiking, biking, paddleboarding, rafting, all of the activities are all super close by. Any of these major hobbies that you've got, I guarantee you Northern Colorado is going to offer something for you.
Thank you again so much for watching, guys, and sticking around till the end of the video. If you are looking at purchasing real estate in the state of Colorado, give us a call or text at that phone number right below right there. We always answer. It doesn't matter date or time. And if you're not quite ready to purchase, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up, notification. That way you're notified of the latest stuff coming into Colorado. Until next time, we love you. Bye.
So anything that you have, your hobbies, any blah, blah, blah. Okay, sorry.